Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something sick.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things, of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
All right. So, any parts you'd like to work with today, get to know better, change your relationship with?
Well, so I'll start with, I'll kind of work backwards.
Okay.
I've been doing some work with an exile that really carries a burden of not mattering.
Not mattering, yeah.
I want to see what parts come up around that exile that serve in protective roles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to concentrate on the exile at the moment.
Okay. All right. Is there a specific protector, or would you just like to feel around for them and see who needs your attention the most?
Well, there's a fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
So we can start there.
Okay. All right. And how do you notice that in your body when it comes up?
I don't really notice it in my body.
Mm-hmm. How do you notice it? Does it have messages for you, or?
It's just a thought.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like a nudge in that direction. I think
Okay.
who protects the part of me that feels like I don't matter.
Right.
There's a nudge in the direction of, I feel like part of me has a really big fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
So when I vocalize that, there's a part of me that wants to feel like I'm competent at everything I do.
Right. Right. So if it brings that competence or makes you feel competent, it avoids the failing, and the avoiding the failing means avoiding the provoking that exile that feels like it doesn't matter. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Great. Okay. And how are you feeling towards that part that wants you to be competent right now?
Pretty normal. It's kind of hard to say I feel a particular way towards it.
Normal meaning neutral? Just like whatever, or?
Well, I don't want to say neutral. I don't feel like neutral's the right word. I feel some acceptance because I feel like competence is just very valued by me, and I know that. And
Does it feel like being blended with it? To feel like I am the competent part?
no, I feel afraid that I'm not.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I feel a need and a desire to prove that I am.
So the competent part has a fear of failure. It wants you to be competent, right? Those are the same thing, right? The drive to be competent comes from, or has along with it, the fear of not being competent.
Yeah.
And so when you said, you're feeling like, what if I'm not? To me, that sounds like it's still that part. It's that part that's speaking. It's the part that's worried about, what if I'm not? So possible? Is that resonating at all? Or am I on base at all with that?
Yeah, that resonates some. It does.
Yeah, so you could just let it know that you'd like to get to know it, and you can just ask it for a little bit of distance so that you can see it kind of in front of you or from the outside. Just see how it responds to that. How's it going?
Well, I don't feel as fearful as I was just a second ago. It's still there, but I don't know. It feels like a little different in my chest.
Okay. And so now how are you feeling towards the part that wants you to be competent and has that fear of failure?
Well, I feel kind of happy about it.
Mm-hmm. Happy. Go ahead.
Though.
You think the happy is another part?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like cheering it on, saying the competence is good for us? We want more of that? Yeah. Yeah, it could be another part.
Relief more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank God somebody is doing something about it.
Right. Right. Doing something about the feeling of not mattering.
No, not necessarily not mattering, just not being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a feeling of I'm really lazy. There's a part that feels like I'm really lazy.
Right.
Somebody needs to do something about that.
Right.
So it might be that same part, just manifesting a different emotion.
Yeah, kind of just advocating for itself, maybe. Saying, look, I'm useful. My job's important.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Are you feeling curious about just getting to know this part better? Understanding more about what drives it and what it'd rather be doing, if anything?
Yeah.
Great. Just let it know you're curious. And see what else it wants you to know.
Mm. I'm having thoughts that my life is so easy. Just make it hard. If I would just do this, and that, things wouldn't feel difficult. So this part of me is really advocating for itself that not advocating is coming out as criticism. So it feels like a parent almost that's telling a child that they just need to do this, and this, and everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Just listen to me.
Yeah. And is it also mixed in with that message of that child is lazy? Is that part of where the criticism comes from?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So does it make sense to you why this part would want to push back on that part that might be lazy or might encourage you to be lazy?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's very driven.
Yeah. Let's see if you can learn more about how it experiences that. Like, it has this job that it's doing, this role that it's playing of, that criticizing. Just see how it likes that job. Getting anything?
Yeah, I'm getting memory thoughts of when I've been critical of others. Then I feel disappointment in myself for being critical of others.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me feel makes a part of me feel very upset at this part, because a part of me is saying I'm supposed to project gratitude and kindness and
Yeah.
fluffy stuff, and
Right.
this part doesn't let me do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that makes sense to you too.
yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. See if you can ask the part that's upset with the critic for a little space. Just let it know you're trying to get to know it. And that you can help it out. How does it react to that?
it's fine. Wants to set a good example, so it doesn't want to be critical.
Yeah. And how does it like its job?
It feels self-conscious. It doesn't, well, it doesn't think it does its job well. So I guess the part of me that really wants me to be competent feels like it's not competent because I'm not competent.
Yeah.
That's quite a loop.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to me. It's been working at this thing. It's been trying to fix something or make you feel a certain way. I'm assuming for quite a while. And it sees that it's not quite accomplishing what it's trying to accomplish. And that's its whole MO, is accomplishing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let it know that you see all that. And what would it rather be doing if it didn't have to work so hard in this way?
It doesn't know.
Okay. Well, you could show it some options, or you could just be okay with not knowing and let it know that you're still able to, and yeah, you're still able to help it. You can help it by learning more about it and just communicating with it better. You can also help it by going to the parts that it protects.
That part of me feels like that sounds nice. And it wants the other part of my system that does this stuff to take over.
Yeah.
When I feel incompetent, I just start daydreaming and planning for future possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So this part just wants that part to do that so that it can go fill out.
Okay. Yeah. So there's another option. It can pass it to another part. And still, self's presence in that can help even to facilitate that. If that was what you wanted.
The part of me that is a planner feels like this part is lazy and doesn't do any of these plans as fast as it wants it to. So it feels like there's a lot of parts of my system that are very judgmental towards this part, because it feels like, why do you have to be such a tryhard?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't do anything. Parts of me feel like this part doesn't do anything useful. And it's just like a grouchy old man that's criticizing everybody else around it. But then it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you can let those other parts know that you get that. You get how they're uncomfortable with this part or don't like it. Just ask them for space. See if we can stay with this critic and finish learning what it is that he's got to share with you. You could ask how he notices you. I'm using he, it, however you want to. You could ask how it notices you, the critic. Does it see you? And how old does it think you are?
It feels like I'm a little boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Care of.
I didn't catch that last word you said.
That I need to be taken care of.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Just show it your real age.
And
if there's a little boy in there that needs taken care of, let it know that you can help with that. How'd that go?
pretty good. I'll have to calm him down some. Part of me felt very insulted for being called a grumpy old man.
For being called a little boy?
No, for being called a grumpy old man by other parts.
Yes. Sorry, it's breaking up a little. Yeah. So this part that was called a grumpy old man, this part that's been critical and wants you to be competent, was insulted by the other parts that are tired of it or seeing it as grumpy. You just let it know you get that. You've seen how these other parts have been hard on it.
Yeah.
And then as long as you can, you can help it out just by helping look out for them. When you see the parts tussling with each other, you can use that as a cue to step in and see what they both want to share with you. What they're fighting over. You could try asking this critic part what it needs from you going forward.
Just consistency, order, some type of plan. We can get a plan. I can make a plan.
Plan for
just any and everything.
Earlier you mentioned this part saying that it wish it could just give everything to the daydreamer, to the one that gets distracted, and I think that you were calling that same part the planner.
Yeah. Yeah, I do call it a planner.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that's one of the ways I escape.
Right. So just try, which again, that's reasonable. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you could ask it, if I self didn't escape, if I was here to help in a way that no other part can help, what would you like from me?
Well, if this part of me feels like competence proves my worth.
Mm-hmm.
What it wants is to feel worthy.
Right. Yeah. So there's a part in you that believes it's not worthy. That part is in pain. And you are the one who can go to that part and take that burden from it, take that belief from it, and show it that it's very worthy.
Yeah, I can.
Mm-hmm. What does it think about that plan?
Sounds great. It thinks that would let it get to chill out the way it wants to.
Yeah.
So I guess this part just wants to relax, chill out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty common for protectors. They're working so hard. They're doing the same thing. They're getting the same results. They're not happy with the results. When we started the conversation and you were saying that you didn't want to focus on that protector and that you wanted to, focus on the exile, and that you wanted to focus on protectors, do we do that? Does it feel like steps in the right direction that would help you to get to that exile sometime?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Is there more that you want to learn about this protector while you have its attention, or any other parts that have concerns, or anything at all?
I think I'll just thank this part for the time we spent together today.
Yeah. And if going to the exile seems like a big, giant project, and who knows when you'll get to it, you can also just make plans to get back to this place with this protector. I mean, if that feels right, you can just kind of at least bookmark where you are with this protector, and kind of negotiate with him how to get back to this place where the other parts have kind of chilled out. They're not screaming at him quite as much, and you're in this kind of creative and open space with him, an appreciative space.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to discuss? Any other parts? Have any concerns, questions? Feedback for me?
No. I guess it's just occurring to me now that my inner dialogue, I look at it like I want to be good, and I don't know. I guess I feel like there's a positive way to look at ambition, but I look at it in a very negative way inside of myself.
Right.
So,
Yeah. The parts are all fighting, or typically a lot of them are fighting, and yet there is a positive intention for all of them. The manager that wants to get things done, like, we don't want to get rid of them, right? We don't want to not hear that voice.
yeah.
So They're all like that. They all have something to offer you. They all have their positive perspective. And they're often at each other's throats.
Yeah.
Any other brainstorming you'd like to do? Intention setting?
I think what I just left is a good spot.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for letting me in on the journey, and thank you, Parts, for doing the same, letting you in.
Oh, a part of me did just remember. Is there a link for your new appointment setting?
Yeah, I'll send you that right now.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Till next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.